When Lee Jun-ho first stepped onto the stage, almost no one expected what he would eventually become. He wasn't the loudest member, the most hyped trainee, or the face that grabbed attention instantly. But hidden beneath that calm exterior was something far more powerful, a quiet fire fueled by discipline, pain, and an unbreakable determination to prove himself. That same fire would one day turn him into one of the most respected actors in South Korea, someone who didn't just cross the line from idol to actor, but completely erased it. Lee Jun-ho's story isn't about overnight success or industry favoritism. It's about endurance. About surviving doubt, injury, loneliness, and prejudice, and still standing tall when the world finally looks your way. And his journey began long before fame ever found him. Born on January 25, 1990, in Ilsan, Goyang, Lee Jun-ho showed signs early on that he wasn't an ordinary kid. He didn't just want to sing or dance, he wanted to express emotion, to perform, to communicate something deeper. Even as a teenager, he was known for being disciplined, serious, and intensely focused. While most teens were worried about grades and friendships, Jun-ho was already thinking about the future he wanted to build. At just 16 years old, he made a life-changing decision and joined JYP's Superstar Survival, a brutal competition with over 6,000 contestants fighting for a single trainee spot. It wasn't just about talent, it was about mental strength, stamina, and the ability to perform under extreme pressure. Jun-ho didn't just survive. He outlasted everyone and won first place. That victory wasn't luck. It was proof that when Jun-ho commits to something, he gives everything. In 2008, after years of intense training, he debuted as a member of 2PM, a group that would go on to define an entire era of K-pop. With explosive hits like Again and Again, Heartbeat, and Hands Up, 2PM wasn't just popular, they were a phenomenon. Known as Beast Idols, they brought raw power, athletic choreography, and masculine energy to the stage. Jun-ho fit that image perfectly. His movements were sharp, controlled, and commanding. He didn't just perform, he dominated the stage. But behind the flawless performances and roaring crowds, his body was slowly breaking down. During his years with 2PM, Jun-ho pushed himself far beyond human limits. He later revealed that his shoulder had been completely torn, his labrum ripped apart to the point doctors had to drill holes just to repair it. His spine was fractured. Discs were damaged so badly that even basic movement caused pain. At one point, he heard a crack in his neck and collapsed, realizing something was terribly wrong. Doctors told him to rest, to wear a brace, to stop. But the very next day, there was an overseas concert. And he went on stage anyway. That decision perfectly defines Lee Jun-ho, not driven by ego or fame, but by an almost stubborn love for performing. The kind of devotion that borders on self-sacrifice. Despite being part of one of the biggest boy groups in Korea, Jun-ho struggled with something deeply personal, self-esteem. Back in high school, he was teased for his looks. Hard to imagine now, but classmates compared him to Rain and openly called him ugly for not matching expectations. Those words stayed with him, quietly shaping how he saw himself. Even after success, that insecurity never fully disappeared. And perhaps that's why, despite 2PM's massive fame, Jun-ho often felt lonely. While other members began landing acting roles, Jun-ho, who had always dreamed of acting, kept that desire hidden. Opportunities were limited, especially for members who weren't considered the most popular. He carried that disappointment in silence. Instead of complaining, he worked harder. He poured everything into performance, acrobatics, flips, high-risk choreography, anything that would earn louder cheers. But one day, during rehearsal, everything went wrong. A bad landing led to a serious injury, and he found himself lying in a hospital bed, staring at the ceiling, questioning whether his career was over. He felt broken, physically and emotionally. But quitting was never an option. Even when doctors warned him, he continued performing, hiding pain behind perfect smiles. Years passed before he could finally undergo surgery. And then, just when things seemed darkest, fate intervened. While recovering, Jun-ho heard about auditions for a movie called Cold Eyes. Still swollen, still injured, he went anyway. He walked into that audition room not as an idol, but as someone with nothing left to lose. And he stunned everyone. His focus, intensity, and quiet confidence left a strong impression. He landed the role of a surveillance officer nicknamed Squirrel. It wasn't a huge role, but it was enough to make people notice. Suddenly, casting directors started calling. For the first time, Lee Jun-ho wasn't just that guy from 2 p.m. He began his acting career the hard way, starting small, taking supporting roles, learning on set, proving himself one project at a time. One early standout was the film 20, where he starred alongside Kim Woo-bin and Kang Han-ol. His natural timing and sincerity surprised audiences who only knew him as an idol. He wasn't chasing fame, he was chasing growth. And that patience paid off. In 2017, everything changed. Jun-ho joined Good Manager, acting opposite veteran actor Nam Gong-min playing Seo Yul, a cold, sharp prosecutor. Jun-ho delivered a performance so convincing that even skeptics were silenced. Nam Gong-min later admitted he had been wary of idol-turned-actors, but Jun-ho's skill changed his perspective entirely. That role didn't just elevate Jun-ho, it shattered stereotypes. That same year, Jun-ho landed his first lead role in Just Between Lovers, Rain or Shine. And here's where his dedication truly showed. To portray Lee Gang-do, a man broken by tragedy, Jun-ho lost 7 kilograms and isolated himself on set to fully embody the character's loneliness. The result was devastatingly real. His portrayal of grief, rage, and fragile hope felt raw and deeply human. Viewers didn't just watch his character, they felt him. From there, Jun-ho never stopped evolving. Romantic comedies, historical dramas, legal thrillers, he tackled them all. But then came The Red Sleeve in 2021. A historical romance that would change everything. Playing Crown Prince Isan, later King Jeongjo, Jun-ho faced one of the most demanding roles of his life. It required portraying power, vulnerability, love, and sacrifice, all grounded in real history. Skepticism was high. Could an idol really carry such a complex sejuk role? He didn't need to answer. His performance did it for him. The Red Sleeve became a cultural phenomenon. Ratings soared. International fans fell in love. Jun-ho reportedly received over 100 script offers afterward. For the first time, people weren't calling him idol actor Lee Jun-ho. They were calling him actor Lee Jun-ho. And then came the moment that cemented his legacy. In 2022, Lee Jun-ho won Best Actor at the Baeksang Arts Awards, one of the highest honors in Korean entertainment. That win wasn't just personal. It was symbolic. For every idol actor ever dismissed or underestimated, Jun-ho stood on that stage as proof that discipline, pain, and perseverance matter. He didn't just break a barrier, he erased it. After The Red Sleeve, Jun-ho showed his versatility again with King the Land, a light, refreshing romantic comedy that dominated global Netflix charts in 2023. And in 2025, he leads Typhoon Company, a drama set during Korea's 1997 financial crisis, a story of rebuilding, resilience, and rediscovering purpose. Themes that mirror his own life perfectly. Lee Jun-ho's journey isn't just inspiring, it's transformative. It proves that those who are doubted the most often end up redefining the rules. So now I want to hear from you, which Lee Jun-ho performance do you think truly defines him as an actor? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned, because there are many more unforgettable journeys like this still waiting to be told.